I'm Dan Fitzpatrick at stockmarketmentor.com. On Friday, May 10th is when I'm doing this. And I want to look at Priceline. I mentioned this last week in this free chart video. The company announced earnings and it was actually trading down quite a bit. I think around a 7:30, something like that in the after hours. And I suggested, you know, why don't we just kind of hang back, wait, see if this stock will tag the 50-day moving average or get down somewhere around here so you can buy it closer to the mean, you know, the average prices here, and then just be patient. Well, instead, the stock the next morning opened up, did not open down. So those folks that were buying after hours were pretty smart. Those that were selling probably regretted it. But anyway, you can see how much the stock ramped, almost 4%. If you're long calls, 28 bucks is not a bad move. So what do we do now? Look, this daily chart shows the stock as being pretty overbought. You look at the volume, it was massive. The only way a stock moves like this with this kind of volume is when institutions are active. And here, because of the price move, the price direction, I should say, you know, institutions are actively buying it. But this chart doesn't really tell the tale for the long run. This one does. Okay, and what I'm really talking about is this area right here. It's really important when you're trading. I don't care even if you're day trading. You got to have at least 2 time frames that you're looking at. Typically, for actually entering and exiting positions, you should have more than 2. And my distinction is between decision and action. You make a decision based on, you know, typically a wider lens, in other words, a longer term chart. And then once you make a decision, yes, I want to buy or yes, I want to sell, then you zoom in and look at the daily chart and then even ultimately the intraday chart. You know, you can start at the hourly, zoom down to 30 minutes, look and see when the right time might be to buy then. Keep going down to the 15. You can see what happened. It just kind of trickled sideways. And then finally the 5, and you say, okay, well, this is the right time to buy this stock. And then ultimately even down to the 1 minute chart to execute it. Now, Priceline, not really too good after hours here, but prior to, you know, you had a pretty nice move. The point is not to dissect the price action intraday or even on a 1 minute chart. I mean, that's kind of silly. But really, I'm just trying to explain to you that you make a decision based on one chart, and then you're like a surgeon. You know, you get out the scalpel and you start doing some really fine, detailed work to make the actual buy. But here, this is the chart that matters. If you have a longer time horizon than like between now and next Wednesday, this is a stock that you want to own, because this little bowl pattern here, my bet is it's ultimately going to resolve to the upside. It seems kind of silly for me to even say 800 is probably going to be tested. And the reason is because you can see the uptrend. If you just move the decimal point over, it's $76.54. You're not really going out on too much of a limb when you say, I think the 76.54 stock is going to hit 80 bucks. But I would say, I'm going to say that certainly 800 is going to be tested. But my bet is, because of the way this stock's trading, you're going to get 900 this year. And I think it's actually going to be pretty easy to do. So my admonition, my caveat is you have to have a longer time frame. If you've got a real short time horizon, you're buying the stock up 28 bucks. Then if the stock pulls back 10 bucks, you're going to be looking at me saying, well, thanks a lot for the trade, Dan. Really appreciate it. But I'm saying this is more of a longer term position. It's more of an investment. And so if you don't have an investment mentality and aren't willing to hold a stock like this for several months, then you don't want to be, I mean, don't listen to what I'm saying here, because that is exactly what I'm saying, is this would be a multi-month hold Start small if you want, because I don't want you to take such a big position that if or when the stock does, say, come down to 750 or so, which would basically just put it right underneath the upper Bollinger Band. If the stock comes down 15 bucks and you get shaken out, then this is not your trade. So start small or not at all. Okay, members, get over to the weekend update. A lot of our stocks have been working pretty well lately. In the second video, I'm going to go back and cover some of the stocks in the IBD 50 that we've looked at on occasion, as well as some new ones, because there's some real opportunities there. Okay, I'll see you over there.